My name is Connor Yeager, and today I am demonstrating my League of Legends power ranking application. So there are three good ways to interact with the system that I've built. First is through the front end, which I've written in React and is shown here. I'm going to keep the network tab open for demonstration purposes. What you see here, is the global rankings showing the top 10 teams based on my ranking scheme. The methodology that I used is a simple ELO scheme, where teams are awarded points for winning games proportionally to the expectation that they would win that game. So this means that when Team 1 with a high ELO plays Team 2 with a lower ELO, if Team 1 wins, they will get just a few points. But if Team 2 upsets Team 1, then they will get a lot of points. And the bigger the ELO spread between those two teams, the more points that the underdog stands to win, and the fewer points that the favorite will win if they win the game. Teams start at 1,000 ELO, and the ELO shown here is the result of simulating this scheme through every game in the provided dataset. So let's look a little bit at the UI. Like I said, this is the global rankings shown by default, but we can also apply some optional filters here. I'm going to select a random tournament. Let's look at this one here and apply the filter, and we'll see that now we get a ranked result for that tournament. So this is the 8 teams ranked in order of their ELO for this tournament. We can also specify optionally a stage here, which will further filter the results to just the teams in that particular stage. I'm going to go ahead and clear the filters here, and let's look at the teams. We can select any number of teams here, so let's try the number 1 team as an example. Let's try a random team that should not be ranked very high at all, and let's try the top 10, number 10 team. And we could select more if we wanted. This is just for demonstration. Number 1, we have Apple Esports, then 10 Carmine, and 155 Bay State College. In the ranked order, not necessarily in the order that they were entered above. So that's the front end. The other way that you can interact with this is through the Swagger definition. This is all generated to document the API. The API is written in Java in the Spring framework and is running as a container on Fargate, AWS's serverless container solution, and fronted by an application load balancer. And the data store for the API are DynamoDB tables. So this API is mostly built to the provided specification with a few additions, namely this tournaments endpoint, stages, and teams, and then we have a health check here for the ALB. The other 3 are just utilities for the front end, and I've also included the ELO on some of the ranking endpoints, again, just for front end utility. So let's go ahead and give some of these a try. This comes with a nice testing ability here. So this endpoint gets all of the tournaments in the system. I'm going to go ahead and grab this first one, and this endpoint here will give us the stages for that tournament. This one has 2, a group stage and a knockout stage. A little further, we can use the same tournament ID to get the rankings of all the teams in that tournament. This particular tournament has 16 teams in it, and here they are ranked by their ELO. We could also specify a stage here to further filter to just the teams in the knockout stage. There are 8 of them. I'm going to grab this last team here, and we can show that we can get team rankings for a provided list of teams. In this case, I'll just specify the 1. We get the team Fish Tacos is the 531st globally ranked team with an ELO of 843. We can also get global rankings. This will get the top teams ranked globally. By default, it gets 10, just like we saw in the front end. But we can also set this to any value between 1 and 100. I picked 100 as an upper bound just to prevent overloading the server. So if we retry it, now we get the top 30 teams. And then finally, we have an endpoint here that lets us get all of the teams in the system, of which there are 673. And here they all are. Finally, the last way that you can interact with the system is you can just hit the endpoints directly. I have curl set up here. This is the domain for the ALB, and let's just get teams. Type it into JQ so it's a little prettier. And here's the same endpoint we just looked at with the 673 teams enumerated right here. That is pretty much everything. Thank you for checking out my project. Take care.